Hi everyone. I hope all of you are doing great. Welcome to the masterclass. Today we have Setu with us. He is leading data science team at MU Sigma. We'll continue the session. So inform your friends to join the session. I can see few of the folks here. Please text your friends to join the session. You can ask all your doubts in the comment section or in the Q&A. We are happy to answer all your doubts. At the end, we have Manjul with us, who will answer all your doubts regarding the course, curriculum, and the discounts which you can get. Setu, you can continue the session.
Hey guys, hey everyone. So before starting, I would like to give a quick introduction about myself, right? So I'm an apprentice leader in Mu Sigma, and I have an experience of around 4 years and specifically in supply chain analytics. So today we'll be talking about navigating disruptions in a supply chain and what and all are the different machine learning and techniques which we can leverage to handle those, right? And also, if you guys have any questions, please ping it in the Q&A chat. I will be happy to answer it. And whenever you feel like you have any doubt or anything, if you want me to take a pause and explain it slowly, you can let me know. Please give me a heads up so that I can start. Well, shall we get started? Yeah, I think someone is raising a hand. It's Taslim, right? Okay, cool. We will get started. Let me share my screen. Just give me a minute. Yes. Let me know, guys, if the screen is visible. Yeah, sure, Ritesh. I'll go slow. So yeah, today's topic is navigating supply chain disruptions like a pro. Let's see the agenda items, what and all we will be covering, and we can have interactive sessions. We can have a lot of discussions around this. So initially, I will be talking about the supply chain basics. Inside that, I'll be talking what and all are the different actors or participants who interact in a supply chain, and what is the different relationships or the entities involved in supply chain. Then we'll be seeing an interesting story in supply chain which caused disruption recently. And then we will also identify what and all are the different factors which causes disruptions in supply chain. Then coming to the main piece, that is decoding the art of supply chain network design. Here we will be learning about the machine learning techniques, optimization techniques, and how we can build a resilient supply chain and how it will help in handling the disruption. After that, if we want to use the ready-made tools, or let's say you want to build a tool of your own, how can we do it? That's what the different examples we will see, and we will also lay down the roadmap to build a supply chain product. Post which we will have a quiz, and then we will have the Alma Better walkthrough. Yep. So yeah, Sunny. So it's not for specifically for web development, but I would like to tell how can we convert this supply chain solutions into a web product. Does that answer your question, Sunny? Yeah. Yeah, guys, we'll start everything. We will start from supply chain basics, everything. Yes. So before starting, let me explain what is a supply chain. right? Let's say you order a product in Amazon and your product gets delivered, right? So this starting from an order and the product getting delivered, that entire cycle is called as supply chain, right? And in supply chain, generally what happens is a product moves from one place to the other place, right? Let's say today I place an order in Amazon, right? And I get the order in 2 days. Now, what and all are the different events which happen and who and all are involved in this event together constitute a supply chain, right? Yes, and this topic is also relevant to data science point of view. I'll be covering that in the middle of the session, how we can use data science to supply chain. Okay, cool. So let me tell, like as I mentioned, if I place an order, what happens, right? So let's consider the different actors or different participants involved in supply chain. First one is supplier, right? Supplier is the one who gives the raw materials. Let's say today I order an iPhone, right? Now there will be a group of suppliers which provides the raw materials or components which will enable the company Apple to make their product, right? So all the group of people who provide these raw materials are called as suppliers. For example, there would be a group of companies who would provide the camera accessories. There would be a group of companies which will provide you the chips, and there will be a group of companies which will provide you the metal bodies. So all those group of companies are called as suppliers. Then after that, we have the next entity, which is called as manufacturers or producers. In this case here, Apple will act as a manufacturer. So this is an entity which takes the raw material into it, and then it assembles or it converts this raw materials into a finished good, right? Once this finished good is there, it needs to be released into the market. So the next entity or the entity which takes care of this is called as distributors and wholesalers. This is nothing but nowadays we don't see much of wholesalers. Earlier, this was the supply chain routine where a wholesaler is nothing but, let's say he orders 1 lakh iPhones and he will keep it and then he will sell it to retailers. Like he will sell it like 1,000, 10,000 to small shops or retailers. Then comes the next participant, which is called as retailers. He sells directly products to the consumers. So let's say I am an end consumer. I can go and buy the iPhone from a retail store. That retail store is nothing but called as a retailer. So e-commerce platform Amazon is also a retailer, right? So we have seen DMart is also a retailer, right? So wherever the customers who go and engage with a shop or a platform to get a product and use it, that's called as retailers. Customers are nothing but the end ones who consume the product. Let's say if I'm using the iPhone, I am the customer, right? Any questions till now? Who and all are the different main actors involved in it? No, right? Okay, cool. So, but in order to support a product movement from one entity to the other, so let's say it starts from suppliers, then it moves to manufacturers, distributors, retailers, and customers. A product will move from one entity to the other entity. There should be some other supporting actors which will enable this product movement from one point to other point. So let's look at them, right? So now, Rahul, can you please explain which topic you want me to explain? Or can you please let me know so that I can explain it better? Okay. Guys, please ask the question. Better. Main actors. Okay. So main actors are the ones who interact with the products, right? We will see the diagram as well, right? Here, we'll see. Okay. So Ajay, as I mentioned, supply chain is nothing but movement of products from one actor, let's say from supplier to the customers. If a product moves all together, this is called as supply chain. Is it clear now? Ajay, can you let me know? Yeah. Yes. So let's see the supporting actors. So in order to move products from suppliers to customers, there needs to be a transportation company, right? Who can handle the products, who can take into the trucks and then from one place to the other place, right? And there will be some stocking areas where they can store the products and slowly they can dispatch to each and every customer or the different distributors, right? Now, as we can see, logistic providers is one supporting actor. Apart from that, there will be financial institutions because there will be banks and other organizations who will be involved, right? Let's say a logistic provider, he can take a loan from a financial institution and he can support this activity. So that is where the financial institutions will come in place. Apart from that, government agencies, like let's say from if we move a product from one state to other state, right? We will be able to tell like uh, in this state this and all are the different rules which needs to be followed, and the other state the rules could be little bit different. There could be incentives as well. So government agencies also plays an important role over here. One second, is it anything to do with human resources because I am pursuing right now? Yeah, Rakesh. So supply chain is an integral part of any business. We can talk about human resource examples as well, but that is also there. And how can I make a career in this field after attending Alma Better? I think Alma Better team will be better able to explain you this. Yeah. So government agencies also plays an important role. Then apart from that, quality and inspection agencies. Let's say when you move a product from one point to the other point, let's say suppliers give a, let's say 10 products to the manufacturers. Now let's take the example of Apple, right? If suppliers give camera materials to the Apple manufacturer, there will be a quality control and quality check which will be done at Apple's manufacturing unit. So that if the quality check is passed, then only it will be produced into finished good or the final product. Then apart from that, customs and border control, this happens when we do global trade, right? In India, we do have customs and we do have ports. Whenever we try to ship any products, do imports and exports, customs will come into picture. They will make sure all the documentation is done properly. So this and all are the different supporting actors which will enable us to do smooth operations of supply chain. Any questions over here? Shall we proceed? Guys, please let me know yes or no so that I can proceed. Yeah, cool. So let's, as we discussed now, material is one of the movement in supply chain. Apart from that, what and all other movements happen, right? So let's see those. Money is also one movement which happens. So money flows from source to the service or the customer. Let's say now I order an iPhone. I am paying the money, and this money moves from the retailer to the distributor or the wholesaler, then to the manufacturer, and then to the suppliers. So money movement is also happening. Apart from that, what and all different movements happen? Information. Information is like, let's say now I place an order, right? I go to Amazon and I place an order. I tell I want this product within this particular price range, and on this day it will be delivered. This particular information needs to be transferred to the distributor or the retailer so that they can plan and send it to me better. And the same information will also be passed to the manufacturer so that they can let know how much of the products are being sold as their sales, right? So this and all are the different movements or entities which flow between a supply chain. Can you guys tell me like what could be the any other flow apart from this material, money, and information? Yeah. So yeah, Hitesh, what I was trying to tell is, as you can see, this main actors, right, from suppliers to customers, right, product will move from one place to the other place, correct? Apart from product, what and all other things will be moving? So that is what this diagram explains. It tells in each node of a supply chain what and all different flows happen. So let me tell you what this node is. Source is nothing but buy, so this could be the supplier, okay? Make or convert is nothing but your manufacturer. Storage is nothing but your distributor or wholesaler, right? Move, transport is your logistics company. Sell is your retailer, and service is the customer. So if this and all are the different nodes in a supply chain, apart from material, what and all different things will be moving, correct? So for that question, answers will be like money, because money has to flow from one entity to the other entity, and then information also needs to be flow. Is this clear now? Okay. Yeah. So Ajay, 1 second. You are asking this are important role in data science. Yeah, I'll be coming to that. The next slide will be talking about what and all are the. So I'm trying to cover the supply chain basics, right? And once we know the business little bit better, then we can tell how we can use data science concepts to solve this business. Okay. So shall I proceed to the next topic? Yeah. So let me cover here the interconnectedness in supply chain. So when a material is moving from one point to the other point, it has to interact between different entities, correct? So let's see here how an interaction happens. So as you can see, this particular diagram is a little bit clumsy, right? It's all interconnected, and there is no clarity in what is happening. So that's how a real supply chain will look like. But we have to make it connections and understand it better so that we can have a smooth supply chain process. So starting from here, this one, sourcing and procurement, this is nothing but a group of or a division in supply chain business, right? It deals with handling the suppliers, right? So supplier selection is one of the activities this particular team performs. Bill of material optimization is also one activity which this team performs, and quality check. So I'll tell you what and all each of this means. So let's say you are trying to run a business. Okay. Now for your business to make a particular product, there will be a list of suppliers who will be able to give you the raw materials. Now let's say you have hundreds of suppliers, right? How will you find out which suppliers you are going to connect with and then get the raw materials? So that process we can solve it using data science, and better tell these are the suppliers, if we connect with, we will be able to get good quality raw materials at a good price for our business. So that particular activity also falls under sourcing and procurement, and it is powered by data science concepts as well. Then comes the bill of material. So now you guys would be wondering, what is bill of material? Let's say for a particular product like Apple, right? Now you would have a list of raw materials which needs to be available in order to prepare that finished good or a final product. Now that list of raw materials is nothing but called as bill of material in supply chain terms. Now, let's say optimization means, let's say you tell I need 100 raw material products to prepare one Apple phone. We have to find out which and all raw materials would be essentially required and how much quantities of it, how much size of it, and can we try to reduce it. So that process is called as bill of material optimization. And then comes the quality check, right? Whenever we procure the raw materials, we need to do a quality check to ensure our finished good also meets the final quality check. So this is the first entity in supply chain, sourcing and procurement. Any question over here? Guys, I'll be slowly moving here only. I'll be deep diving how data science can help. So no, I cannot explain this session in Hindi. This is specifically in English. So yeah, apart from that, so procurement means nothing but we have to take the product from, like we are getting the product from a group of suppliers. So no need to remember all these concepts. These are just some basics we have to understand so that I can let you know how what supply chain is and then talk about the disruptions in it. Okay, cool. So the next step is, once we get the raw materials, then we can go and produce it. So producing is nothing but your manufacturer. So we call it as production manufacturing. So what and all are the different activities which happen in manufacturing, right? So let me give you one question. You have a manufacturing company. How would you know on a particular month how much quantity of products needs to be prepared? Let's say now you own an Apple manufacturing unit. Can you please let me know on this month how much of particular Apple products you need to prepare, right? So that is one question which we need to solve in supply chain, correct? Once you identify how much quantities, so Syed Advesh Bashir, yeah, these steps are followed in all the industries, and yeah, this is also specifically followed in pharmaceutical industry as well. Yeah, Rakesh, as you mentioned, it's correct. We have to first understand the demand and then we have to produce. So the process of understanding the demand, that is called as demand forecasting. In data science, we have certain techniques called as statistical forecasting techniques. We use that and then try to understand the demand. Okay, correct. The next point is SAP is need to work in this. So Chandradeep, yeah, so SAP is nothing but a database, right? It offers database solutions. So most of the manufacturing companies use SAP databases, like from pharmaceutical to other companies, they use SAP database, and all the information over here will be stored in SAP. So your demand forecasting, SAP provides a capability to do demand forecasting. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay, cool. So once we forecast the demand, right, now we need to plan it, right? So forecasting demand happens at a day level, right? So let's say on a particular day, guys, SAP, it is not necessary that you need to know SAP. It's just a place where you store the information. For here, you don't know it or you don't want to know it. It's fine. So just focus on this particular topics, then we will see the different things you guys need to have it. Yeah. So next step is to do the production planning, right? So on a day level, you tell for this particular region in India, you need to produce 1,000 units of Apple products on a particular day, right? Now you need to figure out how you will plan it into the manufacturing unit, right? On what time, how much units needs to be produced. That is called as production planning. And once that is done, you will go and do the scheduling. Scheduling means, so you will find out, okay, this and all are the different lines in manufacturing unit where the entities or the raw materials will be assembled. There will be a group of workers who will be doing all these activities, and then you will figure out, okay, for how many hours we can operate the manufacturing plant. If we operate this manufacturing plant for 8 hours, how many labors we will be requiring to assemble 100 products in a day. So all those questions will be answered in production scheduling, right? Then once this production scheduling happens, your products will be coming out of it, and then there is a finished goods quality check which happens, which is done by a quality inspection team. They will ensure all your finished goods meet certain criteria of defined by the particular business. So is this clear till production manufacturing? Okay, cool. So let me move to the next topic, right? Here, once we produce the products, we cannot directly ship the product from the manufacturing unit to the customer, correct? So we need a space where we can store these products. That particular concept is called as inventory management. So inventory in supply chain terms is nothing but a place where you store the products. It tells at this place you have around 100 products of a particular SKU, or you can tell it as like Apple 14, iPhone 14, if you have, it has 100 products over here. iPhone 13, it has around 200 products over here. So that is called as inventory. Like, yeah, Amazon has the warehouse or inventory. It has all the products stored in it, and that's how it operates. So yes, Ajay, as you mentioned, it's correct. So let's see the different areas involved in inventory management and how data science techniques are used over here, right? Now let's figure out the labor and operations, right? Let's say you have a building, right? And you are storing around thousands of products and you want to figure out what is the different number of labors you would require, right? There will be a lot of activities happening in. So let me give one example which all of us can relate. Now let's say you order a product in Amazon. Let's say we ordered iPhone 14 and your product needs to be delivered by Amazon. Now what will happen? Amazon will go and pick that particular iPhone 14 from a retailer. Then it will be going back to the inventory of its Amazon, right? Here what will happen? The iPhone will come, it will be packed into a particular case, and then it will put all the labeling and all the address information of the particular customer, and then it will be moved into a truck, correct? For all these things we need labor, and there are different operations happen in it, like packing out happens, all the products will be packed, right? All the products will be labeled, all the products will be put into a truck. All these operations and labor will be required. Now using data science principles and optimization principles, you can identify for a particular inventory. Let's say your inventory is not as big as Amazon, it's a little bit smaller. You need to identify accurately how much labor will be required, correct? So using these principles, we can identify that. Then apart from that, time and space optimization. Let's say if a particular product comes into an inventory, how much time will it take to move out of that inventory, correct? So you can understand that as well. It depends whether a particular product is frequently ordered or not, correct? And the other thing is space optimization. How well are you utilizing your space? So simple example in supply chain is, let's say there is a floor, okay? If you just stack the products one by one on top of that floor, right? How much level you can stack it? You cannot go beyond a level because it won't be ordered properly, and you cannot pick any one product easily. If you do that, it will all get clumsy, correct? So for that, what we do is we put some rod bars and all, we stack it and we call it as a rack. And each of the racks you can store certain products. You can imagine this like a library where the books are stored, correct? So that is what we are trying to do, space optimization. So using this optimization techniques, you can tell accurately what space you would need for each type of products, correct? An inventory like Amazon, which handles with numerous products, it needs to figure out what is the different space requirements for each of the products. A space requirement for a phone will be different, whereas compared to a washing machine, correct? So we can deal with this type of problems using optimization. Then comes inventory monitoring. So there needs to be some monitoring happening in the inventory, right? When you deal with thousands of products, you need to ensure how many products went out of this inventory today, how many products came into the inventory, how many products have reached to the customer, how many products are still in movement in the truck, right? And you have to understand the inventory which you have, what and all are the different labors, how much cost you are paying, how much is the electricity bill you are paying, what and all are the different stocks which are not available, right? What and all are the stocks or the products which are highly available. All those things we can do using inventory monitoring. So this is nothing but a dashboard which we will build, and it will show all the metrics. Like in this inventory today, Amazon sold hundreds of products. Today, and 50 products came into Amazon inventory. And then around sales was around this much dollars. All those information can be tracked using inventory monitoring. Then comes inventory rationalization, right? So any idea what is inventory rationalization? Any guesses? Someone would like to guess what it is? Okay. So here you can see inventory rationalization is nothing but, right? So let's say there are hundreds of products. Simple. Let's take one example, right? Apple. Now, Apple has a list of iPhone products, correct? Now, Apple needs to design which and all products we need to continue to produce, correct? Now, whether Apple is now producing iPhone 10 or not is a question, correct? And if it stopped, why does it stop, right? And it has started producing more of iPhone 14. Why is that happening? All those questions can be answered using inventory rationalization. This is nothing but a process which tells for a particular product, how is it performing in the market? Whether demand of that product is more, sales is good, right? The product quality is good, customer satisfaction is good, And for compared to other products, if they feel this particular products are not contributing to the sales, they will try to make a decision whether we should stop producing that product or not. That is called as inventory rationalization. Okay, guys, please let me know whether it is clear till inventory management or not, so that we'll proceed next. Any questions also you can ask in the chat. Okay. Okay. Then once the products are stored, right, what happens is we have to move this product. All those movement is called as, yeah, okay. You want once again inventory rationalization. Okay. So let me take a classic example. We all know Colgate, correct? Now Colgate used to produce one powder, right, which is used as a paste in the initial days. It comes with a small white and red box, right? Where it has a powder, and we used to use that to brush our teeth, correct? Now, do you guys see that product available in the market nowadays? Yes or no? Please let me know. No, right? Why did this happen? Yes. So the demand became less, and one of the reasons demand became less is people started moving moving to use the paste, right? Colgate, they themselves released a paste instead of with the powder. They released a paste, and people started using paste more comparatively to the powder. Slowly over the years, what happened is the demand of the powder product got less, and the sales was not much. So instead of producing a product or creating a product and storing that product, which is not giving much sales, the company started thinking, let's produce the paste more. And that's how they entered into that business, and they have lot of paste varieties. Clear? That particular process where we take a decision whether we need to produce this product or not is called as rationalization. Is it clear now? Inventory rationalization. Okay, got it. Cool. Then comes distribution and freight. Now, let's say we have to move this product from one inventory. Let's say Amazon wants to move this product from their Bangalore inventory to, let's say, Mumbai inventory. That's what their problem is. In order to do this, distribution and freight team will be responsible for doing this event. Let's say I'm a customer, now I am in Mumbai and I ordered a product, and the product is coming from a retailer in Bangalore. Now, how will this happen? What and all are the different activities which take place? That is covers under the distribution and freight. Now, as you can see, first one is load consolidation, correct? Now, let's say in one particular retailer, let's take example of Amazon. Now, Amazon, what it will do is it will try to have a truck, okay? It will try to go to the retailer and take the products in Bangalore. Now, there could be other customers from Mumbai who are ordering the products, and those products can also originate from Bangalore, right? So Amazon will what it will do is it will take the product from one place, and it will go to the other place as well as put that into the truck, and it will try to do it as long as the truck gets filled. Once it is filled, it will go back to the Bangalore's inventory or the warehouse. Now that process where it goes to each and every place and fills the truck is called as load consolidation. Load is nothing but whatever entities we put into the truck, correct? So that consolidating is trying to utilize the truck to the full space. That is called as load consolidation. Okay. Next comes the multimodal transport. Now, let's take example. 10 customers from Mumbai order a product which are supposed to come from Bangalore. Now, Amazon using its truck, it did the load consolidation process. Now, Amazon needs to figure out, shall I use truck from Bangalore to Mumbai directly and ship the products? That is one possible, right? The other possible could be it can go and use the railway services, right? It can put a container of that truck onto the railway routes, and then it will go and be delivered to the Mumbai railways, right? From there, they can use the truck again to deliver it to the end customers. So when we try to use different types of transport, right, in basics we have studied, right? There are railways, there are airways, there are seaways, and there are roadways. If we use all of them, combining it, then it is called as multimodal transport. So using optimization techniques, you can figure out, right, which type of particular transportation system you need to take in order to deliver a product, right? So we will be evaluating if we use truck from Bangalore straight forward to Mumbai, what is the cost? Next thing, what we will do is, if we use railways, what is the cost? If we use airways, what is the cost? Right? So similar things we will try to do, understand it, and then see which particular uh, option we need to select for. The questions will be like, let's say a customer wants a product in 1 day. So will it be ideal for us to ship product from Bangalore to Mumbai through truck? Correct? That will be a little bit time consuming. Will it be possible through railways? That will also be time consuming, because all it takes around 24 hours, it's around 1 day, but customer wants it before in 1 day, right? So at that time, what we will do is we will select the airways. So we will put into planes and then we'll ship it to Mumbai. So we have to figure out whether cost is important, whether customer's delivery time is important, and all other different factors, and then select which particular transport is important. Is it clear? Like how we can use data science also, we will explain in the next slides. Okay. Then comes fleet monitoring. Let's say now I shipped the products. Now, let's say in Amazon, when we order, right, we can see if we go and put track order, it shows where your current order is, right? It tells it left Bangalore warehouse, Bangalore inventory it left. Now it is in Mumbai inventory. So it will be somewhere near to your customer location, right? Then it will tell out for delivery. All these different things is called as fleet monitoring. So if Amazon uses 10 trucks on a day, it will monitor all of these trucks. That is called as fleet monitoring. Fleets are nothing but your truck or the transportation systems. Okay. If they use planes, then planes will be monitored. Then comes the next concept. It is called as multi-drop delivery. Now, as I mentioned, 10 customers from Mumbai ordered a product, and now it has to ship from Bangalore. So let's say we ship it through plane and it reaches Mumbai, and from Mumbai to the end customer, it will be using small trucks to ship it. Currently, let's say in Mumbai, there are around 15 pin codes, you can see, or 10 pin codes where each of the customer is present in one pin code. Now, this particular truck driver needs to decide which pin code he will start first, and then where and all he will continue, and then which pin code it will last. So, or else you can tell it like which is the first customer he needs to deliver, and then continuing with the other customers, and then finally where will he stop. This is nothing but our final delivery people. They use this. They find out, okay, where should I go first? Where should I use it? So that is called as multi-drop delivery. So simply what they will do is they will first find out, okay, what is the first customer I need to go, so that the distance traveled or the time which I will take to reach out to that customer will be less. They figure out that, and then they identify which is the next customer which will take less time. So similarly, they will try to map all the customers and figure out, okay, this much time it is going to take to reach 10 customers, and this is the order I need to follow. So clear with multi-drop delivery? Yeah, guys, also ask if you have any questions and if it is unclear anything. Okay, cool. Then comes reverse logistics. Let's say now you got a product from Amazon and you feel your product is not good. Now you will be telling you want it for replacement, or you don't want the product, you will return it. So when you return a product, what happens? That process is called as reverse logistics, right? It will go back to the inventory from where it came. So let's say you got your product in Mumbai and you feel that your product is defect. It will be again moved through the distribution and freight, and it will be sent back to the Bangalore inventory itself. And then it will be taken back to the production manufacturing, telling that the product was defect. Then it will go to the suppliers telling that the raw materials which you gave is defect. So that's how the connection is with respect to reverse logistics. There are multiple reasons which happens. This is one of the reason when the material itself is defect. Any questions, guys, with respect to distribution and freight? Guys, please be active in webinar chat. I am not using the Q&A, so you can post the questions over here. Okay, cool. Next comes the customer relationship management. This is very simple, right? Let's say you want to understand where your product is now. Amazon will give you a number and it will tell, reach out to this number to understand where it is. If it says like, let's say out for delivery, you will call the number, it goes to the customer relationship management, which is a team which will tell, okay, for your product, this is the delivery guy. Let us route your call to that delivery guy and they will answer your question. So that is one small example. Apart from that, let's say your product is defect, whether it is lost, whether it is not good, you will return it. And there would be times they will tell that you will receive the payment in 2 days. Let's say if you didn't receive your payment in 2 days, whom will you reach out to? You will reach out to the customer relationship management. They will help you telling that, okay, this is the product you had ordered and it was defect, so your money is processing still, it will take 1 more days. So all this kind of issues are dealt with customer relationship management. Now customer services, all these categories comes. Now marketing is also one category. Let's say in Amazon or like whatever products we see, they do the marketing, right? In Instagram they tell, okay, Amazon sales is going to come, these are the different products which is going to happen. So the marketing team is responsible for doing this and they interact with the customers. And apart from that, there are sales and operations. This is nothing but for us to understand how much of the sales is happening in each of the regions, and operations deals with moving the lost sales products and products which are defect back to the manufacturer. So this is simple because we all face these issues sometimes, right? Customer relationship management is the team responsible for dealing with those. Cool. Guys, if it's clear, we can proceed to the next one. And please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, cool. So now, as of, does marketing team deals with one-on-one customers or bulk of individuals they have segmented? So it depends on the business, right? Let's say you can also get an advertisement which tells iPhone 14 you're going to get for, let's say, X rupees. I can also get the same message. So marketing team can deal with segmented customers as well as one-on-one, but mostly they do it segmentation wise. But nowadays, using data science principles, they are trying to do more personalization and one-on-one customer interactions. Does that answer your question, Rakesh? Yeah, cool. Okay, now coming to the main part, disruptions. The topic was about how will we handle disruptions in supply chain. So can anyone tell what does disruption mean? Like if, yeah, simple is problems. If there is any obstacle in a certain process, right? If we are moving our products from suppliers to the customers, if any problem happens, that is called as disruptions. Can you guys tell any common problems which happens? Like which can happen? Like when you get a product, if it is defective, whereas problem storage is there. Let's say when you get a problem phone and it is defective, let's say it is damaged, during the movement of the product through the truck, there could be some issues which happen. That is also a disruption, correct? So all these things happen in a supply chain. We need to be able to understand these disruptions and then try to solve it better. And we should be prepared for this disruption. So before going into the disruptions, what it is, how we can handle it, I would like to mention one story which happened recently and how it affects the business, right? So in the left side, as you can see an image, does anyone know what exactly it is? And in the right side, we have the answer as well. Like it's called as the Swiss Canal issue or the Swiss Canal supply chain disruption. Okay, cool. So I'll let you know what exactly it is and how it affected. So in the Egypt, right, there is a canal which is built. Canal is nothing but artificially built it's kind of a roadway, but water will be there, waterways. So artificially built waterways is called as canal, right? And in Egypt, they built this artificially canal. Over here, what happened is it is built near the Nile River and all, and it supports the global trade. Now, what happened over here is this particular ship, as you can see, it is named as Evergreen. This is a big ship. It is called as container vessel. Now, hundreds or thousands of containers or big products, everything will be placed into this ship and it will be moving from one place to the other place. So you can see oils, foods, then different type of products, everything, electronic gadgets, all of this will be in different containers and it will be put into a ship and it will be moving from Asia to Middle East regions and all. Now, what happened is this particular ship, when it was flowing, right, it kind of lost its control. And as you can see, the particular canal, it's very narrow, right? And it got stuck in between. So now what happened is, because of this, other ships cannot use this passage, right? On an average, at this particular route, it is the one of the world's busiest routes, okay, for container vessels. Around 50 vessels move in a day over here. Now, this particular big container, it got stuck over here for a week, due to which what and all other activities will happen. Other ships cannot go away, right? So can you guys please list me what and all impact or what and all problems we might face if this is happening? Let's say you ordered one product and you are trying to get an imported car. Okay. Now you ordered that and that product is in this evergreen vessel. Now what and all are the different problems we might face? Product can damage, yes. Delay can happen, customer didn't get the product on time, yes. Shortage will happen, correct. So as you mentioned, right, so let's say you ordered an expensive car and if you're not getting it on time, you will be like, the satisfaction won't be there, right? So customer dissatisfaction will also be happening. So due to this, apart from this particular product, other products which comes from different ships who cannot use this particular canal, their products, their customers also get affected. Am I right? So on an average, for 1 week, this particular disruption happened and around billions of dollars were wasted. Because let's say now you ordered a product and your product is on time, is getting on the way and it is stuck now. As a customer, I would be like, okay, I'm not getting my product. I will go and cancel the order itself. Correct? So money is lost. Like this, what happens is in the global trade, around billions of dollars were lost due to this particular issue. So this is a recent issue which happened in 2021, right after COVID or during COVID, and it caused a lot of problems in the supply chain. So guys, let me know whether you are understanding what is a supply chain disruption is and how it affects us like in real time. So if it is clear, then we can see how can we handle it and how can we build it better. Correct. Okay. Cool. If there are no questions, let me proceed. Okay. Before proceeding, can you guys tell me some, before I show the answers, I wanted to listen from you guys. What are the different causes of disruptions? So this disruption is due to a ship or a container getting stuck in a canal, right? There could be a lot of disruptions. So let me give you one disruption, like some political unrest is happening on one state. So those can damage the products which is in transit. That is also one disruption, correct? So can you guys list me some other disruptions? Think of it. What and all could be the other disruptions? Disruptions are nothing but problems, right? Simply. So making of products, yeah, if it is in defect, if anything happens in manufacturing unit, That is disruption, transportation problem, accidents, correct. Okay, cool. You guys, yes, floods. Yes, we'll cover all of them. Yes, you guys are getting it. So let me show you the different areas which causes disruption. Correct. Let's start from first one. Let's say supplier issues, right? Let's say if the quality is not good, right, and the output will also be not good, correct? That is simple. So you have to tell, okay, this I took this raw material from this supplier and the final product was not good because of the quality. So that is an issue. At the end, what happens? Customer will return the product and that is causing a problem in the supply chain, correct? Then happens the shortage. As we mentioned, if the ship gets or the container vessel gets stuck in the canal, there will be shortages happening. Let's say we are trying to import some oil from there, from Middle East to India, right? Now, what will happen? Since it is stuck for a week, shortages of oil will happen in India, due to which prices will increase, correct? So that is why the cost will also increase. This and all are the supplier issues. Then comes the transportation issues. So guys, please let me know whether my screen is visible properly, because Shobit is telling it's not clear. So can someone confirm whether it is clear or not? Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay. Cool. I'll continue. Okay. So transportation issues, as you guys mentioned, system breakdowns or accidents are one of the issues in transportation, correct? Port. Let's say we are importing certain products and in that port, floods are coming or anything is happening, that port will be closed for a month. So you won't be able to get your imported products. So that is port closure issues. Inconsistency in fuel prices. Let's say you order products, nowadays they take delivery charges will be like around 30 rupees or 40 rupees, depending on the time of delivery and product, right? But if the fuel prices increase, do you guys think the delivery cost will be the same? No, right? It will be increased. So when we are trying to get oil from different country, we are trying to import, that particular container vessel affects the transportation, as well as it causes inconsistency in fuel prices, which affects our delivery time as well as the cost. So that is the transportation related issues. Then comes demand variability. Let's say you are a customer company, right? Let's take the example of iPhone itself. iPhone launched a product. Now let's say iPhone launches 15. Okay. It expects that around 1 lakh customers, it can sell the product within 1 month. So the time it launched, it had 1 lakh products, which is already prepared and it is ready to be sold. Now within the 1 month, what happened is it saw an increase in customer demand. So customers started ordering a lot, maybe because of lot of good features and the less cost, people started liking it and they ordered more. It got products or demand, it was around like 1 lakh 50,000. Now 50,000 products, Apple doesn't have it, right? So that is the variation in demand. There are a lot of products which is ordered, which is not available in the manufacturing unit. So how to tackle it? That comes under, that is also a disruption. Because if you order a product and you don't get it, that will be creating a problem. That is also a disruption, right? Reverse orders, as we saw in the reverse logistics, if product is not good, you will return it. That is also a disruption. That can happen due to transportation issues. That can happen due to quality issues as well. Then comes inventory shortage. Now, if we go and search any product, Amazon tells only one left, two left, correct? So it will be out of stock. So inventory shortages, because of which, let's say I go and select the iPhone 14, right? I try to order it. What will happen? It will take out of stock. Because of which, as a customer, I couldn't buy it. And as a business, Apple lost one customer. So that is due to the inventory shortage. This is also a disruption because they are losing customer and they are losing their profits. So clear with the different type of causes. Okay. Then comes, someone is asking, are you a huge fan of iPhone? No. I can take other examples as well. Okay. Then comes financial issues. So there are credit problems and bad debts. For a manufacturing company, they are backed by a bank, right? And if the manufacturing company is not able to pay money to the bank, bank will go into some economic problems. And if global economic issues also happen, that can also affect the supply chain. Then comes regulatory changes. So recently, if you guys have seen the news, it was telling import of electronic products is not allowed in India, correct? And that is a new trade policy. So let's say you ordered a product and it was supposed to be imported. Now, because of the trade policy, you won't be able to get your product, and the pricing will also change. Every country or a region will have its compliance rules. Like they will tell we allow only this products to be imported. We don't allow this products to be imported. So all those rules and regulations affect the supply chain. Apart from that, as some of you guys mentioned, natural disasters, right? Floods, everything. We all know that there are certain regions in India which is flood prone, correct? Chennai is one of the examples. Mumbai is also one of the examples, right? Odisha. So if you see, if you try to establish your inventory or if you have an inventory at that particular locations, it will be affected, right? You will be losing your products which is stored in the inventory, and it will lead to loss of products and loss of cost and as well as sales, correct? Pandemics are also examples of natural and man-made disasters. So guys, if I missed out any, you guys can let me know any other disruptions which you feel are not present over here. I would like to understand if you guys can come up with something, anything. Yes, government intervention, Rakesh, as you mentioned, government intervention, it comes under regulatory changes. This is nothing but government. So, yeah, Hitesh, you were asking bad debts, right? So, bad debts is nothing but, let's say you ordered a product and you got the product, but you ordered it in EMI, and you paid EMI for only 2 months. After that, you didn't pay it, right? Now, company will have to bear the loss, right? That is called as bad debts. Okay. So, guys, shall we proceed to the next one, or we can take a small break as well? Yes, Pranit Reddy. Correct. We can take cyber issues as well. I was expecting answers like this. Good. So yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen. So Satyajit, we can take a small break, right? We can start after 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, you can take break.
Yeah, cool.
Guys, Setu will be back in just 2 to 3 minutes. Stay on the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can continue, right?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
So Chandradeep is asking, do you provide job? Alma Mater will help you in this answering this. Okay. Guys, now we'll be starting with an interesting topic, and here is where all the data science and everything comes into picture. So ask me as much questions as possible if you're not able to understand it. And this is like one of the important things in supply chain. If you understand these things, you will get into big companies like Walmart and what I can say, Target, Musk, and e-com express delivery, all the logistics provider companies. You can easily get your job into those companies as data scientists. Okay, you can also get into Amazon, Flipkart. So they all do a lot of supply chain work, and this particular topics which I'm going to show you guys will help you in better understanding and help you better prepared. So yeah, Hitesh, yeah, you can check my profile. I'm currently working as a uh, currently working as an apprentice leader in Mu Sigma. Can pharma and healthcare companies use data science? Yes, the examples I'm going to show, it was used in a pharmaceutical company only. It's an healthcare company. Okay. Why data science is important to learn? I will let you know that as well. Any other questions before we start, or can I proceed? Okay, cool. Mrinal Kante, are you a data scientist? Yeah, I am a senior data scientist. So guys, one answer I would like to say, data science is related to any business. You can try to relate it with any business and try to solve problems. So when you solve a particular business problem using machine learning or AI techniques, that will come into a category called as data science as well. So, okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, let me get started. So the screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure, I'll continue. Okay, so the topic which we are going to study now is called as decoding the art of supply chain network design. So why a network or a supply chain network design is important, and why did we select this particular topic over here, right? So let's say you are a business, you are a healthcare company, right? Let's take an example of healthcare. Now, let's say you order certain tablets or any particular healthcare product, right? If you order that, how is that product getting delivered to you? Is a big question, correct? And where is it getting manufactured? Where is it getting stored? How is it moving from one place to the other point? What are the different pricing they do, and how they satisfy your demand? These are the different type of questions which needs to be answered in supply chain. Now, when you try to establish a business or when you have an healthcare business, right, your supply chain network should be very strong. Or let's say any type of business, your supply chain network should be very strong. So examples like, as we saw the Swiss canal over here, right? So let's say you ordered one product and it is gets in stuck in this particular container. Now, if you would have decided, or if you would have had a network which can utilize other way or other route other than this particular Swiss canal, you could have got your product, correct? Since you didn't have other route where you can get your product through, it is stuck over here, and it affected and created a lot of problems, right? Now, since you didn't have different route, this is the problem which is happening. So in the supply chain network design, we will try to understand how should we have our supply chain network, what and all are the different routes we need to have, what and all are the different number of warehouses or inventories we need to have, where and all our manufacturing units are present, where and all the suppliers are present, and where and all the customers are present. If we try to understand this better, then we can design a system which will tell from this point to the other point, right? Origin to the destination. If we move to product, how will we do it? Right? That is the question. So your supply chain network design will help in understanding that. Okay. Any doubts over here? What does exactly supply chain mean? Guys, please let me know, because this is important and that's how I can tell you. Okay, cool. Everything is clear. Okay. So let's try to understand, if you want to design a supply chain network, what and all are the different things we have to do at the start, correct? So I have listed down the two major things over here which we need to do. The first one is called as identify facility locations. Okay. So let's take one example of Dunzo. Okay. Now, Dunzo is a company which will try to ship or give products to the customers. So it is kind of a retailer, but it will deliver the products in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That's their business model. Now, in order to do that, they need to have their warehouses or inventories correct nearby the customer, right? If they have their warehouses or inventories nearby the customer, then only they can deliver the products in 10-15 minutes, correct? If we are going to establish a business like that, what and all we need to do? The first step is to identify where should I locate my inventory, correct? That is the first question. Are you guys understanding the question? Okay. Okay, I think I need to share my screen again. It's not showing itself. Guys, let me know whether the screen is visible. Okay, cool. So as you can see over here, the identify facility locations is the first step we need to do. Now, when we try to do that, right, let's say Dunzo, let's take example of Mumbai. Now, Dunzo wants to establish its business in Mumbai. Now, it needs to figure out in Mumbai where and all it needs to have its inventory, correct? First question is where and all it should have. The second question is how many number of inventories it should have or warehouses it should have, correct? These are the two major questions we need to answer. Clear? The second one is, once you understand how many number of warehouses or inventories you would have, and second one is how many number of different places you would understand and establish your warehouses, and then you have to figure out what would be the cost of shipping products from that warehouse to the customer. Let's say I'm a customer, I ordered it. I ordered a particular product, let's say any cold drinks I ordered. If Dunzo has to deliver it, it needs to be nearby me. It also needs to have that particular product available in its inventory, correct? And it needs to figure out what is the cost of shipping that product from that inventory to my location, and then only it can give you a delivery charge. And it can tell on an overall level, Dunzo will require this much cost to ship products from one place to the other place, and this much cost will be required to operate or establish the warehouses. So that is the second question we need to answer. So is it clear what and all are the different questions we are trying to answer before I tell using machine learning and data science how we do it? Guys, let me know in the chat section. Okay. So Dunzo, no, it's not a place name. It's a company. It's a company where we can get products in 10-15 minutes. It is like Blinkit. It is like other companies like that. Okay. Yeah, like Zepto. Yes. Okay, let's proceed. Good. So let's say what and all different techniques will go into it and how can we solve it. First, I would like to explain the identify facility locations problem and how machine learning can be used for it. Right? In machine learning, we have two different types of techniques. One is called as unsupervised, and second thing is called as supervised. Right? So in unsupervised, we won't use any label data points. We will be just using normal data points and trying to figure out a particular answer. Whereas in supervised, we will be using labels. So for example, let's say you have a fruit basket and you want to train a model which tells, given a particular image of a particular fruit, right? Your model should tell what type of fruit it is. In your fruit basket, there are 5 different products. You use machine learning supervised techniques because it already has, if this is the image, this is apple. If this is the image, this is banana. So it will tell you already what is the answers. So if that is the case, we go for supervised machine learning algorithms. If that is not the case, you just have the image, but you don't know what that image means, that time we will go and use the unsupervised clustering techniques. Okay, cool. Now here, to solve this identify facility locations, I'll be using machine learning unsupervised technique, which is called as k-means today, and I will be explaining it in detail. Okay. Clear with this? What does supervised and unsupervised means before we proceed into k-means working? Yeah, k-means clustering. So, okay. Ajay, you didn't understand what does supervised means, right? Okay. Okay, I'll tell you. Uh, Examples like, let's say you want to figure out what is the uh, price of a stock on our next day, right? Right? Let's say you have one stock called as Tata Motors. Now you want to figure out what could be the price of that particular Tata Motors tomorrow. That time we will go and use the supervised techniques. Like whenever you have information about that particular Tata Motors today, what is the price? Using today's price, you are going to tell what will be the tomorrow's price. That time we will use supervised learnings and regression problems. Whenever you have information in the past, which will help you to predict in the future, that is called as supervised learnings. Okay, cool. Shall we proceed? Okay, yes, cool. So as I mentioned here, we will be using clustering technique called as k-means to solve this customer facilities. Before I go and show the internal working of it, I would like you guys to visualize it, right? Let's say the example which we are taking in Mumbai, we are trying to establish where a Dunzo inventory or warehouse should be present. In order to do this, how will we start? Can anyone tell what and all different information I need to have? Like intuitively, what and all information I need to have, right? I need to have customer locations, right? Because Dunzo tells that it will deliver the product in 10 to 15 minutes. If that is the case, we need to understand where and all our customers are present. So information like location of customers, right? Type of customers, and previously have they ordered what type of products. All those informations we would require it. Using this information, we can try to understand in Mumbai, if we try to dissect Mumbai, we can understand in which of the regions there are a lot of customers which use Dunzo. There would be certain regions where they don't use that particular Dunzo itself. So we are trying to understand the customer locations. Once we understand the customer locations, then we can try to establish where a warehouse should be present or inventory should be present. Clear? Guys, let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Okay. Cool. If it's clear, let's move to the next point. So now I would be talking about how we can use k-means clustering algorithm and try to identify where the distribution centers or warehouses or inventories are present. Now, let's take this left side image. Before K means all these green color dots, right? Let's consider that as customer locations on a map. Now, if we take this and plot it on Mumbai, we will be able to see in which and all different locations of Mumbai we have the customers present. Now, all these green dots represent your customers. As I mentioned, there will be certain regions where the customers will be more. There would be certain regions where the customers would be less. Correct? Now, before deep diving into that model, what and all different steps happen, I would like to mention after the model, how does it look like? Now, as you can see, all the customers who were present in green color now have been color coded into different black, blue, and green. Now, all this green color are a group of customers. All this blue color are a group of customers. All this black color are a group of customers. So in this particular circle or oval shape, the centroid of that particular shape should be your inventory or warehouse location. Because let's say this is the center. Now, if we have our warehouse over here, we will be able to ship products to this green color customers within 10-15 minutes. That is the goal. So the centroid will give you the inventory or warehouse location. Similarly, for the blue shape, we will do that. And similarly for the black. So what we try to do is we have a group of customers. We try to group them into different type of categories. As you can see, it is color coded over here. So here the total customers were grouped into 3. Let's take example like Dunzo wants to establish 3 warehouses or inventories in Mumbai. So it will from 3 different clusters or groups, and it will establish their inventories as I mentioned in the centroid locations. So clear with this? If before me going and proceeding, what happens? This is lat long values. Yeah, Rahul, this is lat long values. We will take customers' latitude, longitudes and locate on a map to understand where they are present. And then using that, we will use this K-means technique. It will also give us latitude, longitudes and tell here and all you should have your inventories. Okay, cool. If it's clear, let me proceed into the different steps involved in it. Like first step is initial visualization of the data set. So initial visualization of the data set is we have to understand, okay, where and all your customers are present. That is before K-means, right? We will see where and all they are present. All these green dots represent that. Second one tells start clustering given data points and take number of clusters as 3 at random. Okay. Now Dunzo decided that they want to establish 3 warehouses or inventories. That's why they are taking 3 as the number. So this K means that K value represents the number of groups or clusters you want to create. So if we give 3, it created 3 groups. If we give 4, it will create 4 groups. That is what happens over here. Okay. So when you give that number, what will happen? It will start running the model in the backend and it will give 3 groups as clusters. Now what will happen is initially this particular 1 dot, as you mentioned, 3 is the number. 3 different dots will be taken at random and it will try to calculate distance between one point to the other point. So as you can see over here, can you guys see my cursor moving? So let's say this is the first point and this is the second point. Okay. So now here, this is the first point you have taken. Got it? Now model will tell, since we have given 3, it will take 3 points at random. Okay. So these are the 3 points at random. So how does it does the grouping? Let's figure out that. Now, first thing model will do is it will take this particular point customer and this particular point. It will try to take the distance between this. So it will check where you are present. Let's say in Mumbai, you are present at one particular location and it is present in different location. What is the distance between it? If it's less, it will be grouped into this. So this will create one circle. Okay. Now it will do is it will calculate distance between this point and this particular point and see whether distance is less. If distance is less, it will group here. So similarly, for all the points present over here, it will form a circle telling that distance is less. Because if you compare distance of this particular customer with this point and this point, which one will be less? Obviously, this distance is less. So it will be grouped like this rather than it will be grouped like this. So are you guys understanding what happens in the modeling? If not, let me know. I will try to do it again. How can compare distance? So distance matrices are there, right? We have Euclidean distance, we have Haversian distance, we have road distance. So example, let me tell you, you are present at location A, okay? And this particular centroid is at location B. Using Google road distance itself, you will get to know it is around what, 10 kilometers away. So that distance is less. So that is the practical distance we will be using in this particular application. Is it clear, Ajay? Okay. Rakesh, I don't know what exactly happens into Mumbai Dabbawala. Their particular problem is more like scheduling than, so they don't have inventories and all. It's a different use case itself. It is more like scheduling. They just understand where the customers will be. They try to go and take products from one point and try to give it to the other point. They don't store anywhere. Whereas the Dunzo example stores the products and then gives to the customer. So it's a different use case, I would say. So Ajay, you don't need to know too much of Max for it, because most of the things will be readily available. You should know how to use it and understand the techniques behind it. Okay. So once we do this particular process, we will try to create groups. And once groups are created, it will tell this and all are the different locations where you should establish your inventory. Okay. Guys, clear? Shall I proceed to the next one? Okay. Let me clear it. Let me erase this. Okay. Okay. So the next question which we were trying to answer is cost analysis, correct? We have to find out what is the minimum cost to ship product from that distribution center, warehouse or inventory to the customer within 10 to 15 minutes, right? And we have to make sure the cost is less. Let's say if you order certain product and it is not available in that inventory, how will you do it? Whether you will tell the customer it is not available, or whether you will arrange certain things in the back end and then deliver to the customer, what and all are the different things, we will try to see that. So here we use deterministic optimization techniques and other heuristic techniques as well. So today I will be showing you how a deterministic optimization technique works and how can we use it. Okay, cool. So moving to there. So let me take a simple example and explain you what exactly it is. Pranit Reddy has asked, sir, do clustering have any subgroups? It will try to give subgroups, right? Because that K value tells what that groups are. K value tells you the groups. There won't be any subgroups. In the iterations, it will be created. Okay. Yes. So let's take this optimization technique, how it works. Let me give you a simple example. Let's say this house is a customer's place and he orders a product which is around 300 quantities. Now there are two Dunzo warehouses. Now they need to figure out from the Dunzo warehouse first, they have around only 200 products which they can ship. The second Dunzo warehouse has 300 products which they can ship. Now, if you ship from the second warehouse, right, through a truck called as Y, it will be $11 or 11 rupees because it is a little bit far from the customer location. Now, If you ship the same product from the first Dunzo warehouse, it will be 10 rupees. Okay, since it is little bit close to the customer warehouse. That is represented by another truck called as X. Now, if we have to ship products from this particular two Dunzo warehouses to this customer whose demand or requirement is 300 products, how shall we do it so that the cost is less? Okay, is the question clear, guys? We have to ship products from two warehouses to a customer and identify which one is cheaper. Okay, cool. So the problem we will try to do is we'll write a simple equation telling that for 1 unit of product, if we ship from first Dunzo warehouse, it is 10 rupees or $10. And the number of products which will go, that is represented by X. So you will put 10X. Then the second one is Y rupees or Y dollars. If you ship it from second Dunzo warehouse, it is Y. So it will be 11Y. So 10X plus 11Y will give you the total cost, correct? Our model or the equation will try to find out what is the minimum value of X and what is the minimum value of Y so that the total cost is less. So model can tell you ship 200 quantities from first Dunzo warehouse and remaining 100 quantities from the second Dunzo warehouse because that is the most cheapest option available, right? So it will try to solve it, and you can see over here it is telling X equal to 200, Y equal to 100, and that will give you the total cost less. So this is a very simple problem which I explained. Similarly, if you have a company which has, let's say, 20 different warehouses or inventories, thousands of customers, you can use this mathematical equations into it and try to find out which particular customer should be getting product from which warehouse or which inventory. Okay. Any questions, guys, over here? Guys, please let me know in the chat section. I'm looking at the chat section. Okay, cool. Let's proceed. Guys, this is so in the core of all the optimization technique, in the machine learning techniques, optimization is used everywhere. Okay, and this is how we write optimization equations. Yeah, Ajay, as you mentioned, we need to calculate using the formula. Disadvantage, can you try to explain this concept again? Okay, I'll just explain it again. So the example is there is a customer. Let's say I'm a customer, okay, and I am ordering a product which is around 300 quantities. Okay, I want 300 quantities. Now there are two different warehouses. Okay, as you can see, which has first warehouse as 200 and second warehouse as 300. Simple question is, from where do I get the products? Is it from first warehouse or second warehouse? So we write these equations and try to find out what should be the different quantities. So after writing these equations, it tells the first warehouse should ship 200 quantities and the second warehouse should ship 100 quantities. If this is the case, then only the total cost of shipping products to me will be less. So is it clear now? Guys, I don't want to go into the max of it because it will take another session itself. So overall, I would like to just mention, for shipping purpose or understanding the delivery purposes, we use optimization techniques, and I am explaining it through an example. Max will, so some people are asking, can you go into the max details? I think it will take time. Yes, as you mentioned, Rakesh, if the capacity of first one would be more than, then we should use only one for cost minimizing. Correct. If the first warehouse has, let's say, 300, it will just use that because $10 is, or 10 rupees is the cost, which is very less comparatively 11. So that's right. Since the capacity is not there, we are going for the other one. Okay. Cool. Shall I proceed? Guys, let me know if any questions are there, or shall I proceed? Okay. Okay. So the next step comes is scenario planning. If you try to have establish a network, right? So in the supply chain canal issue, right, what happened is there was only one route, that is the Swiss canal. Since it got blocked, there were no different routes available, and there was a lot of impact happened and supply chain got disrupted. So when while designing a supply chain network, we need to ensure that there are different routes available as well, and we need to figure out if we take which route, the cost will be less. The reason people are getting using the Swiss canal is the cost is less over there. If they had a different route, they could use that. Okay. So cost also comes into that picture. So when creating this supply chain network, we have to do a lot of scenarios. I mean, we have to figure out, okay, if delivery time is 15 minutes, where should I be keeping my warehouses? Let's say if Dunzo tells I will deliver products in 1 day. So it can be far from customers as well. That is also one different scenario. So we have to try out using this both the techniques multiple times and see which one suits our business best. Then only we'll take a decision where to locate the inventories or distribution centers and what is the cost of it. Clear? Okay. Okay, cool. Next, moving to the last topic over here. This is nothing but, let's say, you want to do analysis and you are not able to use the mathematical equations, you are not able to use it properly and do it properly, then there are ready to use custom made supply chain inventory solutions available. So Zoho inventory is one which will provide you order management, warehouse management, barcode scanning, and inventory tracking, e-commerce and payment integrations. So let's say DMart is one particular retailer, right? Now DMart wants to know across its all its stores in India how many different orders are getting placed in a day, right? Whether all the stores have enough products or not. You can see the barcode scanning and options available. They can track for this particular product how many number of quantities they have available. It is easily integrated with different e-commerce platforms and integrations as well. So try exploring these products. Some people are asking whether max is involved, this is complex, something like that. So you can explore this particular platforms and understand how they utilize it, and you can leverage this to solve the business problem. Locus is another website or a company which uses transportation management system, right? It will check, as I mentioned, if you put 10 different trucks to deliver the product, it can ensure where your truck is, where the current product is. Those kind of solutions are provided by Locus. O9 is a big company. It's an end-to-end supply chain management system company. As we saw in the initial stages, we have to identify a customer demand. We have to identify where it should be produced. We have to identify how much it should be stored. All those different solutions or answers are available in O9. We just need to know how to use it. Okay. Then if there will be folks who will be interested into building a particular platform like Zoho or O9 or Locus, then what and all different things we need to figure out. First thing is we need to understand the business and the problem areas. That's why when we started this session, I was talking more about the business and trying to understand what and all different problems are there. Then try to identify the different factors and data required. For our use case, we were requiring customer data points, correct? Then we identified what kind of AI, ML, and optimization solutions will be used. Once we figure out that, then we go to try and implement the solutions and validate it, whether our solutions are correct or not. Once it is done, then we will do a web development process. That is nothing but you will do a system design and launch the product. So this is what the entire life cycle will be if you want to build a product like this. Any questions over here? B Farm student can do data science. Yeah. In pharmaceuticals also we use data science, right? In pharmaceuticals also you try to produce products, you try to move products from one point to the other point, right? Can you please tell what are the must to have skills required to become a data scientist? So to become a data scientist, you should know Python or R and machine learning algorithms. To become a data analyst, you should know SQL and Python. Guys, any questions related to this particular topic? If not, we can move to the quiz section. And then, shall I proceed to the quiz section? Narendra, are you there?
Yes, Setu. Yeah.
Yeah. Create an assigned cohort.
Just click on start cohort.
So I have to copy the URL and paste here, right?
Or you can just start it. It will generate in.
It generated a pin.
Yeah. Share your screen. Yeah.
Yeah. One
Guys,
second.
please fill the Google form which I just now shared in the chat window.
So Narendra, I should copy paste and send the link.
Setu, once go to library and library here,
Yeah.
left side.
Yeah.
Yes, just click on start.
Okay.
Click on classic mode. Guys, open kahoot.it and enter this game pin. After this quiz, we're gonna have a walk through Alma Better, where you can ask all your doubts regarding the course, curriculum, and everything related to Alma Better. Yeah. And do fill the Google form which I just shared in the chat window.
UX designer role and data scientist. Yeah, Ajay, if you want to build a product, you should know the UX, right? So if you are trying to build a product like this, UX designer is required. Is all the topic covered? Yeah, Rakesh. Please let me know if you are interested in any other topic. I can answer that as well. Guys, please join first within.
Guys, open kahoot.it and enter the game pin. Hitesh, please open Chrome or whatever the browser, type kahoot.it and it will ask for an game pin, enter this pin. 925-7840.
Shall we start, Narendra? Or yes, okay. Guys, answer your questions over here. Correct. Okay, let's go to the next one. Guys, Dash is the machine learning algorithm that can be used with unlabeled data. The algorithm which we saw today. Good job, guys. So someone was asking about what is at the core of machine learning, right? All the equations and max. So the example also we saw today. Right. Good. Pawan is on top. Good job, Pawan. Guys, we were talking about today some examples like what does supervised machine learning mean? What does an unsupervised machine learning mean? So which technique uses the labeled data? Correct. Supervised learning. So we saw about the k-means algorithm today, right? I was mentioning what does that k means. Correct. Most of them got it right. Good job, Pawan. So yeah, Narendra, we are done with the quiz.
Thank you, Setu. Now the session will be taken over by Manjul. Manjul will the alma better.
Thank you so much, Setu, for this wonderful session. It was pretty informative. And since I've been doing all these sessions from like last 4-5 months, I've realized one thing, that if you have acquired few skill sets, and if you have just simplified few of the complex topics, a lot of opportunities are waiting for you in different segment of the industry. So thank you so much for your time, Setu, and for this informative session. And Narendra, I will be taking the session ahead from here. We'll be sharing my screen. And if you guys have any questions regarding the admission part, or anything related to the curriculum or the course, I will be more than happy to help you out there. So just let me share my screen. There are a lot of learners in between are asking about the mathematics part, that will the mathematics thing be taught to me or not, right? So we will be teaching you everything from scratch only. So machine learning is basically the later part of our curriculum. So till the time we are there on to this this mathematics part, we will ensure that your basics are getting cleared. All right, now there's one thing that one needs to understand, and a lot of people have this doubt also, that what actually alma better is and how it works or how it operates. So alma better is basically a platform where we believe that each one of us, if studying in groups, can grow together, right? Because I believe that every problem statement, they have like multiple solutions. So even if you have a problem statement, you have solved it, there might be another person who would have solved it in a much better way, right? And other than that, when we talk about our batches, there are like many people who are not from the tech background. Some of them are not very comfortable with the coding part. Some of them do not have that excel over mathematics. So what we do in short, that instead just thinking about that whether I would be able to cope up with the program, we do form a lot of groups, right, where a particular person who is very good at mathematics do ensure that someone who is still learning those particular formulas or learning those particular numerical numbers do get help from there, right? That is why we study in groups, so that people who are working, the ones who are still fresher, the ones who are not working, they all can be sync on a very same platform, and they can all help each other grow better. That is why we also do a lot of projects in team only, because again, as I told you, project is like a problem statement. It's a problem statement from which an industry is struggling, right? So that particular problem statement can have like multiple solutions. It's important to understand number of solutions, so that if it is being asked in any of the interview, you can have like multiple solutions of that particular problem. And multiple solutions of a particular problem also means that you've understood that concepts well. And again, we do all these things in group, and we do ensure with the proper curriculum that we provide, the mentorship, the guidance that we have here, we do ensure that you're getting ready for the jobs. Now, the biggest question arises in the mind of any of the learners, and it's a very valid question, that why I should go ahead with Alma Better, how it is different from different organizations or institutes, or how it will help me in shaping my career. So first and foremost thing, that we ensure that whatever is being taught to you is industry relevant. When we're not going to teach you anything which has which has no value currently, which is null or void. I have seen a lot of students, they say to me, okay, I'm pretty good in Python, or I have done this kind of mathematics, but sometimes I believe whatever they have learned was actually not the part of the syllabus, or is actually not the part of the real world where all these things are taken practically, right? So we do ensure that you're getting relevant curriculum, and everything is being covered from basic. So the formulas that you saw, in this master class, before coming to this formulas, we will ensure that you do understand that how these formulas have arrived. We do break down all those formulas. We do help you understanding even the of that particular formula, so that once you're solving all these problems, you do not have this thing in your mind that, okay, just because my mathematics is not good, or just because my coding segment is not good, I will not be able to complete this particular program. So we have that kind of surrounding, or you can say ecosystem here, where we tell you everything from basic to advanced level. So even if you're not from a tech background, if you do not have a very strong command over coding or even mathematics or even logical reasoning, we do ensure that we are teaching you everything from scratch. Again, you will have like live classes just to ensure that you're getting in touch with all those people who are currently working in this industry, because all the professors, or you can say all the instructors that we have here, they are working professionals only. So just like Setu, he is also working in one of the MNCs as a senior data scientist, so he can tell you in a lot better way that what actually supervised learning or not supervised learning is doing in terms of supply chain or maybe some other domain, right? Obviously, once you complete the live classes, you will have the recorded lectures so that you can revise them all. You will have capstone projects to practice, and you will have multiple number of problems and assessments, so that you just keep on understanding whatever you have learned, right? You will have doubt resolution sessions, and you will have mentorship sessions, because it's pretty much important that should be guided in a proper way. It's not only about learning few topics or solving multiple problems. It's also about understanding that where you can head towards after doing all these programs, what are your strength or the weaknesses, and how well you can be guided. Because let me tell you one thing, in this data science only, there are like multiple job roles that are available for you. Okay, it can be a data scientist, it can be a data analyst, it can be a senior data scientist, it can be a machine learning engineer. So it's important for you to understand that, okay, in which particular job role should I prefer, or should I proceed ahead with. Okay, and that completely depends upon the topics that you know better and the topics in which you have to do a lot of improvement. Okay, you will have 50 plus mock interviews, because it's pretty much important that before you sit in any of the interviews, you're pretty much prepared with all the questions that could be asked there, with all the rounds that they will have. Many of the companies, the IT companies, or even a lot of fintech companies, they have like multiple rounds, 3 to 4. They can stretch up to 5 rounds as well. If you're giving an interview in product based round, minimum is 5. So you need to understand what kind of questions could be asked in every round, and that is why we have that career service tracker, or you can say a career tracker, where we ensure that you're getting a good homework before you set in any of the real interviews. And obviously you will have dedicated career coaches like your mentors, who are currently working in this industry, and they know how this entire thing is working, how the topics that you're learning is working in this particular domain. And again, since we have like 500 plus hiring partners, we do ensure that you're getting 100 plus job guarantee with us. And it is pretty much possible if you're learning everything, if you're getting guided by best of the mentors, if you're preparing yourself well for the interviews. Obviously job is something that is pretty much guaranteed. The only thing that is required from your end is discipline, and obviously a lot of dedication towards this particular program. So there are like a lot of activities that we do here. I already have discussed this, that we have like projects, assignments, assessments, live lectures, group discussions, community participation, guest lectures, just like Setu had a guest lecture today. So you will have all these kind of guest lectures so that you can also understand how things are going in the real world of data science. You will have mentorship sessions, you will have capstone projects, you will have competency challenges. So there are a lot of things that will be going on. So other than only learning about the theoretical part, you will also be doing a lot of practice and a lot of practical implementation of all those things that you're learning. We have like 500 plus hiring partners with us, and it ranges from different domain to different domain. Cred is obviously in fintech part, right? Citibank is a banking financial company. Uber is there, Flipkart is there. Then we have like Razorpay, Zomato, Amazon, Disney Hotstar. So we have, companies who are from different domain, from IT services, from banking sector, supply chain, companies. So IT services. So there are a lot of companies, that are tied up with us, and you have opportunity in each and every domain. So even if say you're working in one of the banks like Citibank, and you come up to us and say how data science could be beneficial there, definitely that particular banking sector has a lot of opportunity when it comes to data. Now, this is very interesting. It's a salary distribution of alma mater graduates, and this is for freshers. So we do guarantee you that we will help you getting a placement of 5 lakhs per annum or anything above that. But there is a kind of, distribution there also. So people who are earning in between 5 to 7 lakhs per annum is actually the 19% of the students. That means, okay, it's like 1/5 of the students who do enroll with us, they end up getting a CTC that is in between 5 to 7. Then like 30%, that means 1/3 of the student, they get a package of 7 to 8 lakhs per annum. That itself is a very big thing. 7 to 8 lakhs per annum means a starting salary of 65,000 for a fresher. It's a very good salary. I'm not saying it's a decent one, it's a very good salary. But what actually, surprises us more is like 40% of the students, it's like 37 to 40% of the students, they end up getting a package that is in between 8 lakhs per annum to 9 lakhs per annum. So if you are working hard after taking this particular course, if you are giving your time to it with utmost honesty, if you're taking all your mentorship sessions, if you are taking perfect guidance from instructors, the mentors that we have here, you might end up getting, anything like 8 to 9 lakhs per annum, which is again a very good start if you're a fresher. Now there are like 15% students who are with us who are actually earning a package that is more than 9 lakhs per annum. Out of those 15, there are like 3% people who are actually earning more than 10 lakhs per annum, which in itself is a huge thing, right? Because if you're working hard and if you belong to that 3% of the students that we have here, well, you end up getting more than 10 lakhs per annum. That means approximately 1 lakh rupees a month. And that is a very big thing, if you're a fresher. So that is how the salary is being distributed here at Alma Beta. These are our instructors and mentors. They are from different background: Microsoft, Swiggy, IBM, Dream11. All these are people who are currently working in this particular segment. So they know how your theoretical understanding are being used in real world, and they give you a lot of exposure out there, trust me. Because if a particular person who is working in Microsoft comes up to you and teaches you something, it gives you a lot of idea about how things are being done there, right? Lot of success stories, people from tech background, non-tech background, not very good in coding, not very comfortable in mathematics, they all have got transition, right? You can even visit our website Alma Better and you can find number of people who were not in this particular segment. They worked hard and they got this particular switch, right? So these are some of the success stories of some of the students. Like Akshay, he became a ML engineer in JP Morgan Chase, right? It's a big company, right? Then Soumya got placement in Paisa Bazaar, or Ellen Jacob got placed in Axis Bank. All these people, they got themselves into this data domain. They can be a data scientist, they can be a machine learning engineer. Best part is that they got themselves placed in these companies. Now I will just give you a quick walkthrough of how the student dashboard looks like, and then there is a surprise that is waiting for all of you. So this is how basically the Alma Better website looks like. I'm just sharing the link out here in the chat section so that you all can visit here. So this is how the website, or you can say the page of the Alma Better looks like, the dashboard part. So it's a certification in full stack data science and AI course that we provide here. Now, best part is that from this time around, we're even adding artificial intelligence to our syllabus. All those things that you've heard about ChatGPT or many AI tools, we have ensured that we are teaching you all those things, right? So it's like a 6 months of program where we ensure that we are covering everything from end to end, right? And again, as I told you, there are like a lot of instructors and mentors who are from leading tech companies. They can be from Microsoft, as I already told you, Netflix, Google, LinkedIn, Airbnb. And again, look, these are some of the reviews of the students who were, from a different background, and they got themselves into this particular background, or were in this very same background and got a hike as well, right? So you can just go through it and can just learn how things happen here at Alma Better. So this is our foundation track where we start by teaching you Python from scratch, from basics. You do not need to have any prerequisite or prior information about any of the things. Then we get into the relational databases where we teach you about SQL. Then we get into the Excel part where we teach you about MX Excel. Then we have like Tableau, Power BI, all these things are being taught. And then obviously we get into the machine learning part before, we teach you about the supervised part, the unsupervised learning part, and all those things. But before that, if you see, this is where machine learning starts. But before that, we have like applied statistics, where all the mathematical thing is being taught to you from scratch only, right? Whether it's the probability theory, or if there is a hypothesis testing, or any other topic that is required in machine learning is being taught to you a module prior to it. So this is how the certification of the Alma Better, course looks like. And this is how it looks like. You have like 6 months of foundation track, and once you clear this foundation track, we start giving you the career track, where we will teach you about the business communication, how you need to have your body postures right, how you can have a lot of business presentations, how you can write email in a very better way. Then resume building, again an important part of the career track that we provide here. Then we have like interview preparation and mock interviews. It's important that you should have that homework done before you sit in the real interview, that what kind of questions could be asked to you, or how many rounds will be there, and what things could be asked in each of the rounds, what questions I need to answer, what I need not to. So this is for the interview preparation, the mock interview part. And then obviously, even if you are in this career track that we have here, we do ensure that you're practicing really hard about all the coding problems and the assignments, because coding is just like mathematics. The more you practice, the more you become better in it, right? So I already told you what we do here in the career services. We give you resume building. There is a dedicated career coach for you, mock interviews, placement support. A lot of things are going around in the Almax career track that we have here. And then, you just never know, you might end up getting yourself into one of the top tech companies that are currently available here. Okay, so this is where you can find out that the cohort Orlando, that is starting from 8th of August, that is upcoming Tuesday, and we have like 15 slots available for this. We're currently taking admission for this particular batch, so if you're interested, you can go there and can enroll yourself. These are the educators and mentors. I already have discussed about this in the previous slide. And why we need to go for Alma Better, it's already being discussed. So these are some of the projects that we cater here at Alma Better. Project from Netflix, Zomato, Airbnb, Yes Bank. I will be giving you more insights about how many projects do we have. So if you want to get yourself into this particular program that we offer, that is the certification of data science and AI program, you have to pay us a tuition fee. That is a very nominal amount, that is 29,999. And that we will be covering all the foundation tracks. You will have your classes evening time, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. right? And along with that, you will be having all the capstone data science projects. You will have coding problems and assessments. You will have your doubt resolution sessions, and obviously we will ensure that you're getting a proper mentorship session as well. So you just complete your foundation track successfully, as already been discussed, the 6 modules. Then you clear the EBCAT test, then you sign the income sharing agreement with us, and then you complete your Almax career track successfully, get yourself placed. And once you have a job in your hand that is of 5 lakhs per annum or above that, then you have to pay us 10,000 rupees for the next 24 months. So I'm already enrolled in this particular course. I'm just giving you a walkthrough about how the dashboard actually looks like. So this is how the dashboard looks like, the paid version I'm talking about. So I'm already enrolled in one of the cohort named Paris, right? And today I have a class of fundamentals of Excel. So I can find out my schedule from here, okay? And since this program, that is the cohort Paris, it started maybe a couple of months back. So they have already covered the Python part and the data structure and algorithm part. Now here in this getting started with Python part, that is the first module, there is one thing that you need to understand, that there are like topics, there are like subtopics, and then there are like competency challenges. That means tests, so that we can understand in what are the things that you're lacking and in what are the things you're doing better. Okay. And then you have like coding practices, pretty much important for you to understand that what are the things that you need to work on more. And then there is one more thing that we give here, and that is the interview questions. If you click on this, in every module we have, you will have multiple questions that could be asked in an interview. What are immutable data types? What are immutable data types? Again, in a lot of rounds, most of the interviewers do ask these kind of tricky questions, that what is the difference between a mutable data type and immutable data types? Because these are the topics that we do learn, but somehow because we do not revise it or we do not practice it, we just forget. And these can be some tricky questions, but we do ensure that you're getting like 40, 50 interview based questions from the day you start learning from us. Okay, so again, this is something that needs to be taken into consideration. If you're going with Python control flow, that is again a subtopic of Python programming. You will see another lot of interview questions, and then you have like OOPS programming, a lot of interview questions, coding practices, competency challenges. So you will keep on practicing a lot of things. Okay, so this is how the classroom looks like. Once you have your classes, that is around 8 p.m. This join class thing gets unlocked, right? We do have our classes on AirMeet platform. And once your classes are completed, you can even view your recordings. And if any of the instructors have given any of the notes, you can have those notes out here as well. So you can have these PDFs downloaded with you and you can learn them once the classes are over. As I already told you, a lot of coding problems, a lot of coding assessments, a lot of quiz assessments that are being a part of this particular program. So you just can learn things from the live sessions. You can revise them from the recorded ones, and then you can just go and give any of these tests. Like in this particular quiz, we have like 70 questions and you have to do it in 120 minutes. 70 questions is huge. If you're doing 70 questions in a day, that itself means that in a week you will end up doing, like, even if you're giving 2 or 3 tests like this, 200 plus questions. Okay, that is more than enough to practice anything. We have like 31 projects with us and you have to do 4, that is mandatory. But look, the projects are from Google Play, they are from Airbnb, they are from Netflix, they are from Zomato, they are from TED, they are from Yes Bank. So we do ensure that you're getting projects from all those companies which are currently facing certain problem, and you have to take the data sets and you have to ensure that you're providing a solution to the problem statement that they are facing. And from here you can have your mentorship sessions. Okay, you can book any of these sessions for interview guidance, you can do it for job search counseling, you can do for resume guidance, and all these you can do in the first 6 months only. And you can do it for academic counseling or maybe for project guidance. Okay, a lot of learners have this doubt that, sir, if I'm learning something and if I got any of the doubts, how will it be resolved quickly? So there are 2 ways. Either you can go to report a problem and can write the questions out here. The subject matter expert will give you the solution, or you can go to live support. It's a very interesting thing that we have recently developed. And what happens in this is that you will have live support from the subject matter expert from 10:30 in the morning to 8 in the evening. So what you can do is that if you have any doubt, you can just click on this live support. You can take any of the chairs which is vacant and can solve your doubt. Like, here is a subject matter expert of data science, teaching assistants again for data science, subject matter experts for web development. If you have any problem regarding any of the master degree, or if you have any other doubts, you can just grab one of the chairs. One of the subject matter experts will come up and will resolve your doubt. If all these chairs are filled, you can have this waiting room as well. You can sit here and can wait for the chairs to be vacant, and then you can take that chair and resolve your doubt in real time. Okay, and you can even switch on your camera and directly talk to the subject matter expert. He will help you getting the solutions. So this is how the learning thing looks like, and this is how your profile looks like. If you complete any of the courses, you will end up getting certain certificates. Like, so I did one of the tests and I got the certificate. So with every passing module or with every passing quiz, you will end up getting certain certificates, and it is pretty much available here only. All right. And program info, well, I have been enrolled in 2 of the courses. One is data science, one is AI, and that all info is being said here only. And if you have raised any of the tickets, you can track them from here only. And if you want to get any of the WhatsApp notifications about the programs or the classes, you can just enter your WhatsApp number here, and you can get the classes detail via your WhatsApp. Now we have this community thing out here that is at the topmost right. Now what happens in this community is that we have this platform where we have ensured that all our alumni, instructors, mentors, current batch students, we are taking all these people out here only. So this community also helps you forming a good peer-to-peer network, right? So even if someone is working in some data science domain, you can get in touch with that particular person. You can have a discussion with him. You can form a networking with him. and you just never know, maybe an opportunity from his company and you can just grab it and can start a career there only. So it's something that is mighty wonderful. A lot of posts coming up to motivate you, a lot of success stories. If someone is getting plays, it is being said here only. You can get in touch with people who are from your very own city, so you can also go and meet them also, that okay, you're also from Alma Better, I'm also from Alma Better. We can have good discussion around things that are happening here. Very strong part of this particular program is this community section that we have. All right, so that was that when it comes to the dashboard walkthrough. Now if you guys have anything that you want me to answer, I am okay with it. So it's a 6 months of program, Sheetal, right? And we do ensure that we are covering all these things in these 6 months, and then we get into the career track. Yes, Ajay, we do have. I already told you that before we jump into the machine learning part, we do ensure that all your basic mathematics is being getting cleared from our end. Yes, I'm waiting for a lot of questions from your end if you have regarding the admission part. We have our next part starting from this Tuesday, right? And we are covering data science, machine learning, as well as artificial intelligence. So if you're looking forward to learn a lot of new things, a lot of AI tools, and a lot of things that are happening in this data industry, you can get yourself enrolled with us. No, Hitesh, there's no such thing like refundable fees. It's a tuition fees. That is why we have divided the entire program into 2 segments. पहला वाला आपका 6 months तक रहता है, where you have to pay this tuition fees of 29,999, and then if you get yourself placed at a package of 5 lakhs per annum or above that, then only you have to pay us 10,000 for 24 months, right? So we have completely divided the two fee structures out here. Technically speaking, Shobit, currently we are going ahead with Python because it is in demand. A lot of companies do only ask for Python. So right now it's Python. Yes, we do have a pharmaceutical company, Sayed. And we do ensure that if you're from that particular background, we are giving you that guidance and that transition into that particular field. All right. Any more questions out here? So again, I'm reiterating the fact that we're starting our yes, obviously, Sayed. If you will work hard, if you have discipline, if you are honest towards whatever things you're learning, definitely you can get a very good package. 3 months, Hitesh. We do ensure that in next 3 months we provide you a good placement. Yes, Sheetal, you have to pay a tuition fees of 29,999, and post that, if you're looking forward for the career track that we provide, then only you have to pay us the remaining amount, that is 2,40,000, and that also once you get a placement of 5 lakhs per annum or above that, or you start getting salary from that as well. Yeah, because obviously we're covering a lot of things in this in this 6 months. Other than the project part and the assignments, we are also covering like machine learning part and AI part. So a lot of things are being covered. We ensure that you're getting ready for the jobs with the relevant curriculum that we offer. Okay, so if you are looking forward to get yourself into this particular program, I'm forwarding a coupon code here, which will be valid for like next 6 hours. And if you're interested to get yourself enrolled in one of the courses that we offer here, that is of data science and AI certification, you can use this particular coupon code. Okay, and you will get an instant 15% discount over the courses that we provide. So this 29,999 will drop down to 25,499 if you're using this particular coupon code. So it's valid for next 6 hours, and do utilize it. I'm pinging it into the chat section only, and you can use it. No, Sayed, you have to pay it initially. It's like an easy access to the courses that we provide. So you have to pay it initially. You can do it at one shot, or you can also go for the EMI options that we have. Mang 15 is the coupon code that we have that is valid for next 6 hours. That means till around 7:30 this code will be valid. So if you're looking forward to learn a lot of new things from this particular domain, you can use this coupon code and get yourself a 15% discount. All right. Cool. I don't see a lot of questions coming up. So thank you all of you for turning up, and do also fill the feedback form that was being shared by Team Alma Better here. Okay, it helps us only, to give you more master classes that are, pretty much practical in way, and gives you the insight about how data science is currently working. So thank you so much, Setu, for your time. Thank you so much, Team Alma Better, for coordinating well in this entire session. And we do have these sessions every Saturday, so you can bring your friends, someone who is already in this industry, to have these sessions, because it only gives you a lot of information, and information is something that is genuinely pretty much important in today's world. So thank you, Setu. If you have anything to say, we can, else it's a wrap from my end. Thank you.
It was a good session. A lot of interesting questions were answered. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining the session. We are wrapping up the session. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.